Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good day to you, whatever time, wherever you are on this beautiful planet, our beautiful earth. I woke up quite early this morning. It was still a little bit dark outside, and the moon was still shining through the skylight right above my bed. And it was just no more sleep time. So came downstairs and lit a fire and watched the mist rising off the earth this morning. What a blessing it is to wake up to another day, to another moment, to be able to choose, to become aware and awake to what it is I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the ability to speak here right now with you, and I'm grateful for you being here on the earth. I'm grateful for this very, very mysterious, very strange, very interesting thing we call life on earth. Being human. And what is that? What is that to be you? Right? Those big, big questions, we want to ask those all the time, right? Who am I? What am I? What am I doing here? Right? These are valuable and important questions to ask and to speak with others about, right? To go beyond the surface of things, right? The news, yeah, what certain people are doing at any given moment, utilizing that as a distraction from what you are doing and feeling in any given moment. I'm not suggesting that we don't attend to the flow of information, the messages that are important to receive. It's just that by developing a deep relationship with your own awareness, with your own feelings about who and what you are, the more you do that, the more you're able to discern what is worthy of your attention and what is not in the idea of the outside world, right? There is no outside world. There is no reality with a capital R. There is the creation of your reality. And the more awake you become to the idea that you are a creator, the more you can play with where you put your attention, right? This is of the utmost importance, right? Is attending to your viewpoint, attending to the use of your energy, your vibratory field, your attention, right? As I've said before, attention without tension. Yeah. So, what have you been attending to lately? Where has your attention been going? Has it been grabbed by loud voices, other people? Have you been curating it and offering it with a level of awareness? And more and more and more and more, as I work with, these principles of this simple practice that I share here, which is pause, lean back, breathe super slowly, with that ah on the exhale, and then embody. The lean back part in this time on earth is feeling so vital, right? The lean back, right? Leaning back and actually doing that physically. Leaning back, away from the fray, far from the madding crowd, while still understanding that you are completely and absolutely included in every single thing that's happening. But you don't have to lean in to it. Really, truly understanding that there are mechanisms in play right now that are consciously on that end, right? There are people who are consciously directing the information on your screen or coming out of your radio, etc., to coax and call you forward, to lean forward, to perk up your ears, to get your heart rate activated, to start to breathe short and shallow, right? Because a lot of it is anxious making and fear based. So there is that, come over here, look at this, look at this. There's so much of that. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. It's like a house of, like a strange, distorted fun house that's not fun, right? It's not at all fun. Yes, there are some moments there that might be funny and even might be sweet, right? And lovely, especially if you've been curating where you wish your energy to go and you've been saying no, right, to things that are really activating you in a way that endlessly creates this high cortisol response, this constant adrenal drain, right? Physiologically, your body can only manage a certain amount of emergency state, right, before it just goes into shock, or the body starts to formulate certain illnesses in order to try to get you to lie down, literally, right? Stop. Yeah? You might get an eye, irritation, an eye infection or something because you've been overusing your eyes, right? Everything is related to everything. So, lean back. Lean back. Play with that, leaning back. Right? This rocking chair, right? The rocking chair on the front porch, right? There's that image, that idea of sitting at ease, rocking gently back and forth. Yes, sometimes you are going to lean forward a little bit. Like, what did you say? In order to discern whether that's something you need to listen to. And then you lean back so that you can digest, you can ingest, right? Think of that in terms of digestion and ingestion, right? Maybe you may have done this, or you may have watched somebody do this, right? A meal is placed before them and they just lean forward and start to literally shovel it in as though there is no tomorrow, right? There's just this leaning forward over the plate and just consuming, right? The body's like, oh my God, right? Slow down, right? So leaning back, putting your fork and knife down, right? Savoring, tasting, right? What does this information taste like? What is the sensation my body is experiencing when I'm talking to this person, when I'm listening to this podcast, when I'm reading this? What is, if we lean back on occasion. I would say a lot, until you get in the habit of reminding yourself, remembering to lean back. But lean back, taste your food, literal food, and then taste the sensation of the energy of what is being placed before you on the table. Recognizing that you made the table, you put out the plates, you ordered the food. Okay? And I mean that literally, as in a restaurant you would go to, right? If you haven't taken time, just breathed in the environment, settled your body back, looked, at the menu with some care, with some respect. Like, how's my body feeling today? Yeah, I know I usually get this, but how am I feeling today? Right? What do I need and want today in this moment? Right? This is a way of being. This is a way of life. This isn't an exercise that you do occasionally. This is a learning and a relearning about how to ground yourself in with the vibration of life itself, with nature, because you are nature. You are nature. You are everything that you think is outside of you is inside you, right? The flowing of your blood through arteries, tributaries, right? Rivers, like the water flowing through all of the waterways, underground waterways, above ground that you can see with your eyes. The water is always flowing through the earth, just like the veins and the arteries of your body are directing the flow of blood throughout your body, right? The beating of your heart, right? That rhythmic beating of your heart, right? There's a rhythm to the earth. There's a vibrational field. There's a vibrational field to everything, to every planet. Yeah? This isn't, new age woo-woo. This is, and sorry I use that term. I promise myself never to use that term because it's become such a put down, such a, pejorative term for just things that some people don't understand, right? Or they can't explain it immediately with contemporary science, which is so compartmentalized and so afraid of the unknown. Not all science, obviously, right? Some science is wildly interested in the quote unquote unknown, right? They're pursuing, right? Going further and further, right? Science is beautiful when it's conducted in that pure sense, right? With curiosity, with yeah, let's go further. Let's keep looking. Let's keep not knowing and keep gathering information. Yeah, and then lean back and look even from a bigger perspective. Yeah, and then you can lean forward and look into the microscope and see the tiniest, right? Macro, micro. This is you. This is your life. Have fun with that today. Lean back a bunch today. See about leaning back a bunch. Even as you are engaging with something perhaps that's fine-tuned, fine-focused. Lean back every once in a while, right? Maybe every 20 minutes or something, you have a timer and it goes up, bong, with a beautiful gong sound. And you just lean back. You just put everything down. Obviously, if you're driving, yeah. Don't let go of the steering wheel. But you can lean back as you're driving. Take one of those long, slow, deep breaths. Actually notice, so where am I? How is the light changed? How's my body feeling right now? What am I hearing? Yeah? The noticing, right? Right now, I don't see my own eyes. I'm looking into where I know the camera lens is. And even as I'm doing that, right, I see the rising and falling of the flames in the wood burning stove to my left. I can see, I just saw a leaf just fall down onto my deck, and I can see the trees, right? And I can sense the pillow and the space of the couch next to me, right? There's so much to notice, and I know it's a lot, right? It's a lot. That's where the breath comes in, so that you can circulate all this information, right? All the incoming information, and you can still and calm your body so that it can process and hold without you having to get all ramped up, right, into that, what's happening, right? That actually causes almost tunnel vision. We can't then see the broad picture. That's what happens, right, when we have adrenaline and cortisol rushing, right? Emergency, fight, flight, fawn, right? Freeze. What actually happens is that you go into almost tunnel vision, quite literally, because you're trying to focus hard. Your body is like, oh no, there's a big emergency, okay? We've got to get out of here, right? So we got to hyper focus. When you lean back and you slow things down, right, your viewpoint can broaden. Then you can make choices based on your levels of discernment having gone up. Discernment touching every aspect, right? The temperature. Right now I can feel this cold on my knees, and then I also feel the warmth of my cup. And I can also feel the warmth of the fire starting to emanate toward me, right? Number one, it's just fun, right? It's fun to begin to fine-tune your tool, your navigating tool, which is the beautiful vessel of your body. So it's just fun, right? That's number one. Then it enables you to make decisions, choices based on discernment versus reactivity, which is also fun. Okay? It broadens your perspective and allows more choices, right? You have more available to you when you're not in tunnel vision. That's fun. Okay? And then you might choose to decide that you want to have more fun, right? What if you decided, hey, today I want to have as much fun as possible? Now that is not saying to you that you don't have issues or things in your life that cause distress or disturbance, right? It's saying, I would like to have more fun today. And I don't mean the kind of lightweight American version of we all have to have fun all the time, right? Waving a beer bottle. I'm talking about maybe we'll change the word sweetness, right? I'd like to experience more sweetness today, right? The honey of life in simple ways, right? I'd like to notice more sweetness in the world today. I'd like to bring and offer more sweetness to the world today. What if that is your meditation for the day? How can I offer and receive more sweetness today? By leaning back and breathing and broadening my view so that I can ascertain just how much sweetness I can offer, which would be endless, and how much sweetness I can receive, which would be endless amounts. So let's play with that today. Sound good? So sending so much love to you wherever you are, however you are, right? Just so much love, because this is a big, big, big thing, being a human. All right? And you're a courageous warrior for being here and taking this on breath by breath every day of your life. Big love. Talk soon.